Let's try to create graffiti inside some code cells. So for example here, suppose we wanted to annotate calculate angle, this function in Python, and we select it in the code cell. You can see that the graffiti editor panel now says create. This is different from record that you saw before because initially with code cells you're creating a tooltip in Graffiti. So we click create, and now we see a cell that lets us edit what will be in the tip. And this supports full markdown here. So we could, for instance, type calculate angle is a Python function. And now if we run the cell or hit save graffiti, we apply the graffiti to the code cell. And you can see here when I mouse over it, I get a markdown rendering in the tooltip of calculate angle with the text that we put in for the tip. Now suppose we wanted to change this. You can click the edit button. That gets us back the editor cell for the graffiti tooltip. And we can add some additional information here. And now when we mouse over it, we now see our new text. Now if we want to associate a recording to this, we simply hit the record button. And just like the other kind of recording, we are now doing a recording that is going to be associated with this graffiti in the code. So we could say, for instance, let's change this to 9 and run. And if the code was actually properly coded, it would do the right thing. But as it isn't, we're getting this error here, which is okay. We'll save that recording. And now when we mouse over the tooltip, what we see is a play movie button. So now we have a movie that's associated with the tip, as you can see here. And we're going to see it go forward and change the code, run the output, get some errors, etc., etc. So that is the way that you can create a graffiti in code. And you can make it so that you don't have to have a movie, you just have a tip, or you can make it so that you have a movie and no tip. It's all configurable through the graffiti directives. And if you're curious about how the directives work, then you can watch. We'll have another video on directives coming soon. And there's also a notebook that describes the directives in detail.